In the early 2000s, three brothers from Sarasota, Florida, Alejandro, Fabian, and Daniel Manzano, found themselves bound by a deep and unwavering passion for music. Their journey together began in their teenage years, a time when Alejandro, at just 13 years old, picked up a guitar. This single act ignited a musical spark that would later evolve into a lifelong pursuit, shaping not only their individual lives but their collective destiny as well. The bond between the three was much more than just familial. It was rooted in a shared love for music that they explored side by side, every note and chord bringing them closer together. By 2004, after Daniel completed his law studies at the prestigious Harvard Law School, the brothers reunited in their hometown of Sarasota, bringing their musical aspirations to life in a new way. It was at this moment that they officially formed Boyce Avenue, choosing a name that was a tribute to their childhood roots. Two streets they had lived on, each representing a piece of their past and the deep connection they had to their beginnings. At first, their performances were intimate, often taking place in local venues where they could connect with their audience on a personal level. These early performances were the perfect ground for the brothers to fine-tune their skills, experiment with their sound, and most importantly, begin to form a modest but loyal following. Their shared dream of making music that resonated with people beyond their small community pushed them to persevere, even when the path ahead seemed uncertain. They didn't just play music, they lived it. And with every performance, they laid the groundwork for what would become a remarkable and unforgettable journey through the music industry. Their story is one of hard work, persistence, and unbreakable bonds. Proof that the power of family, combined with a relentless love for their craft, can create something truly magical. What started as humble beginnings would soon evolve into a global phenomenon that touched the hearts of millions. Their journey was only beginning, and the world was about to hear the magic they were destined to create. In 2007, Boyce Avenue made a pivotal decision that would reshape their music career and mark a groundbreaking moment in the industry. They ventured into the world of YouTube, a platform that at the time was still emerging as a powerful tool for artists to gain visibility. They began by sharing acoustic covers of well-known tracks, including Rihanna's chart-topping Umbrella and Coldplay's anthemic Viva la Vida. These performances, stripped of overproduction and filled with raw emotion, resonated deeply with listeners worldwide. Their cover of Umbrella in particular became a viral sensation, capturing the attention of fans not only in their home country but across the globe. This surge in popularity led to a rapid increase in their online following, which seemed almost too good to be true for an independent band. Unlike most artists at the time, who still heavily relied on traditional media outlets, radio stations, record labels, and music TV channels, Boyce Avenue boldly embraced the digital age, bypassing industry gatekeepers and connecting directly with their audience. Their YouTube channel, filled with heartfelt renditions of songs from all genres, quickly became one of the most viewed for an independent act, showing just how transformative the internet could be for an artist's success. Boyce Avenue wasn't just posting videos, they were building a global community of listeners, one who appreciated their authenticity and unique sound. The widespread success they experienced validated their unorthodox approach to music distribution, setting them apart from their peers and demonstrating the untapped potential of social media platforms in crafting modern music careers. This move was revolutionary, as it foreshadowed the rise of the independent artist in the digital era. What started as simple acoustic covers soon evolved into a full-fledged career, with millions of subscribers, international tours, and a loyal fan base that grew organically through digital interactions. The lesson was clear. In an ever-evolving music industry, success could be driven by passion, creativity, and the power of direct connection with fans, without needing traditional industry support. Boyce Avenue had not only redefined their path, but had also redefined the future for countless aspiring artists. Amid their rising success, Boyce Avenue found themselves confronted with an unimaginable heartbreak: the tragic loss of a close friend and longtime collaborator. This loss sent shockwaves through the band, leaving them to face not just the absence of a key creative partner, but also the emotional devastation that accompanies such a profound tragedy. The impact was deeply felt as they navigated the overwhelming grief and vulnerability that followed. In the wake of this heart-wrenching event, the band was forced to confront emotions they had never anticipated. The loss of someone who had been not just a friend but an integral part of their musical journey left an unfillable void. As they struggled to make sense of the pain, the brothers turned to their music. something that had always been their outlet for expression and connection. This time, however, the music became a cathartic release, a way for them to process their sorrow and find a means to honor the memory of their lost friend. This period marked a pivotal shift in their artistic evolution. The songs they began to write carried an unprecedented emotional depth as the brothers explored themes of grief, loss, healing, and resilience. Their music became more than just melodies and lyrics. It became a vessel for their collective healing process. With each note and lyric, they poured their hearts into their work, creating music that resonated not only with their personal journey, but also with the shared human experience of overcoming hardship. The vulnerability they displayed during this challenging time only served to strengthen their bond as brothers, bringing them closer together both professionally and personally. This deepened connection was felt by their fans, who were able to relate to the raw honesty in the band's new music. In sharing their sorrow, Boyce Avenue invited their audience into a deeply intimate space, creating a profound sense of solidarity. Fans found comfort in the band's authenticity, which allowed them to connect with the music on an even deeper level. What began as a time of immense personal pain transformed into a period of creative growth and emotional depth for Boyce Avenue. The band's journey through tragedy not only shaped their music, but also solidified their place in the hearts of their audience, showing that even in the darkest moments, art can be a source of strength, healing, and resilience. While Boyce Avenue's public image was one of harmony, success, and unwavering unity, the reality behind the scenes was far more complex and at times tumultuous. The brothers, despite their close-knit bond and shared passion for music, were grappling with personal struggles that threatened to derail both their careers and their personal lives. Alejandro, the band's charismatic lead vocalist, was silently battling serious health issues, both physical and mental, that cast a shadow over the band's future. Physically, Alejandro's health problems were unpredictable and often severe, leaving him exhausted and unable to give his all during performances. The demands of constant touring exacerbated the issue, and soon, the pressure of maintaining a public persona as a thriving musician began to take a mental toll on him as well. The stress and anxiety of public scrutiny, combined with the never-ending grind of the music industry, led to moments of deep self-doubt, creating a vicious cycle that seemed impossible to break. His ability to connect with fans, one of the hallmarks of Boyce Avenue's success, became more challenging, and Alejandro found himself questioning whether he could continue. However, despite these overwhelming obstacles, Alejandro remained steadfast in his commitment to the band and to the dream he had shared with his brothers. Drawing strength from his bond with Fabian and Daniel, Alejandro found the courage to keep pushing forward. But he was not alone in this struggle. Fabian, the quiet force behind the band, also faced his own challenges, attempting to balance the hectic demands of their rising career with his responsibilities at home. The strain of being away from family, coupled with the exhaustion of being on the road, began to weigh heavily on him. Meanwhile, Daniel, the band's instrumental backbone, found himself dealing with the complexities of managing their growing fame while maintaining his own mental and emotional health. Though these personal battles remained largely hidden from the public eye, they were crucial in shaping Boyce Avenue into the resilient and determined band that fans continue to admire. The brothers, faced with adversity, leaned on each other even more, reinforcing the idea that their strength was rooted not only in their music but in their unbreakable family bond. Their ability to navigate through these turbulent times, despite the toll it took on their mental and physical well-being, became the foundation of their perseverance and drive to continue making music. Through every challenge, they emerged stronger, proving that the path to success is often forged through hardship and resilience. Boyce Avenue's rise to fame was not without its fair share of financial struggles, despite their ever-growing popularity. The band, driven by passion and a strong sense of independence, faced an array of financial hardships that could have easily derailed their dreams. The hefty costs of producing music, embarking on extensive tours, and running their own independent label, 3-Piece Records, placed a constant strain on their resources. Without the financial cushion provided by a major record label, the brothers found themselves self-funding a significant portion of their projects, which meant tight budgets and sometimes difficult decisions. Compounding these challenges was the ever-shifting landscape of the music industry. As trends changed rapidly and the once thriving market for physical album sales dwindled, revenue streams became increasingly unpredictable. With streaming platforms taking center stage, Boyce Avenue had to adapt quickly, learning to navigate this new reality. The absence of a corporate safety net often meant that the band was forced to sacrifice certain comforts and make tough choices to ensure they could continue making music. Yet, in the face of adversity, their commitment to their craft never wavered. Boyce Avenue's journey through these turbulent financial times was more than just a story of struggle. It was a testament to their perseverance and unwavering dedication to their art. Rather than being swayed by the lure of financial gain, the brothers consistently chose to prioritize their music and their connection with fans over any immediate profits. Their refusal to compromise their values and passion for success in the traditional sense revealed an extraordinary resilience that few could match. Throughout the ups and downs, their belief in the transcendent power of music, how it can connect, heal, and inspire, remained their guiding light. In the end, their journey highlighted not only the trials faced by independent artists in a rapidly evolving industry, but also the profound satisfaction that comes from staying true to one's art, no matter the cost. The pressures of fame and the overwhelming demands of a global music career began to take a toll on the once harmonious dynamics of the Manzano family. What had started as a close-knit and supportive relationship between the brothers soon became overshadowed by mounting conflicts and growing misunderstandings. The constant touring, relentless schedules, and long periods away from home led to feelings of isolation, burnout, and an increasing sense of emotional exhaustion. What was once a source of excitement and fulfillment had begun to feel like an unrelenting cycle of pressure and exhaustion. Family gatherings, once filled with laughter and shared memories, became fraught with tension as the brothers struggled to balance the competing demands of their personal lives and their professional commitments. The weight of their demanding careers, with all the expectations and obligations that came with fame, started to strain their connections, leaving them questioning not just their musical future, but the strength of their familial bond. For the first time, doubts crept into their minds. Could they continue as a band? Could they continue to maintain the deep connection they had built over the years? However, in the midst of this emotional turmoil, the brothers realized that the key to overcoming their struggles lay in rediscovering their roots and embracing open communication. Through honest, vulnerable conversations, they began to confront the challenges they faced, not just as bandmates, but as brothers. They understood that their success was not only built on their music, but also on the strength of their familial ties. With this realization, they made a commitment to one another, not just to continue their careers, but to nurture their relationships as family. This shift in perspective marked a turning point for the Manzanos. As they learned to prioritize their connection, setting aside the pressures of fame, they found a renewed sense of unity and understanding. Their bond grew stronger, not just because of their shared love for music, but because of the shared commitment to one another as individuals, not just as performers. The emotional toll of their journey, while challenging, became the catalyst for a deeper, more meaningful connection, both as brothers and as a band. The onset of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 brought the world to a standstill, and the music industry was no exception. Boyce Avenue, like countless other artists around the world, faced the sudden and abrupt cancellation of their tours and live performances, which had long been a central part of their success, and the primary way they connected with their fans. For the brothers, this was more than just a financial blow. It was a personal one. Live performances were their lifeblood, the moments when they could see the impact of their music firsthand, feel the energy of their audience, and share in the collective joy of their fans. When those opportunities disappeared overnight, they were left grappling with the harsh reality of an uncertain future. The isolation and disruption of their routine led to a deep sense of frustration and helplessness. With their familiar way of life upended, they found themselves confined to their homes, struggling to find meaning and purpose in the midst of a global crisis. Like many others, they were overwhelmed by the unpredictability of the situation. Yet, instead of letting these feelings consume them, Boyce Avenue chose a different path. Instead of succumbing to the pressures of uncertainty, they decided to transform this moment of hardship into an opportunity for reinvention. Rather than retreating, they turned to the very thing that had always kept them grounded. But this time, they embraced technology and the power of social media in ways they hadn't before. With their usual avenues for connection taken away, the brothers became more determined than ever to keep the music alive and reach their fans. They knew that the need for connection was stronger than ever, and they set out to discover how they could bridge the gap between themselves and their global audience. What emerged was a new, intimate way of engaging with their fans, one that broke down the barriers of distance and physical separation. Turning their living rooms into makeshift recording studios, Boyce Avenue began to live-stream acoustic sessions and intimate performances, bringing a level of raw authenticity to their music that hadn't been seen before. These impromptu, stripped-down sets allowed them to connect with their audience in a deeply personal way. Fans, many of whom were feeling isolated and disconnected themselves, found comfort and solace in these virtual performances. The brothers' vulnerability during these moments created a shared experience that transcended the screen and made them feel less alone. In this digital space, the connection between artist and audience felt just as powerful, if not more so, than the energy of a packed concert hall. But it wasn't just about playing music. Boyce Avenue began to rethink what their music could be in this new virtual world. They dove into a series of cover songs, taking iconic hits and reinterpreting them through their signature style. These covers were more than just renditions of popular tracks. They were personal expressions of how the pandemic had shaped their perspectives. Fans were fascinated by how the brothers could make a song their own, infusing it with new emotion and energy, yet still respecting the essence of the original. Their ability to transform familiar songs into something new and unique sparked a renewed interest in their musical abilities and gave their audience something fresh to look forward to. As they continued to release these covers, they gained significant attention, and their virtual presence grew. Their YouTube channel exploded with engagement, and their social media following grew exponentially. Fans began to speculate about how the brothers were able to create such high-quality performances from their homes, and what their next moves would be. The curiosity surrounding Boyce Avenue reached new heights, and in turn, the brothers realized that they had tapped into something new. The pandemic, which had initially appeared to be a massive obstacle, was actually an unexpected catalyst for them to rethink their approach to music and their relationship with their fans. The brothers soon discovered that the pandemic was more than just a disruption. It was a turning point. It allowed them to explore new creative possibilities and rethink how they could share their music with the world. The old ways of touring and performing on stage would return, but they now had a deeper appreciation for the virtual connection they had built. Their journey through the pandemic had taught them resilience, creativity, and adaptability. They had been forced to evolve, to think outside the box, and to challenge the traditional notions of how an artist should connect with their audience. Through it all, Boyce Avenue learned to use their music as a means of healing, both for themselves and for their fans. The pandemic may have put their touring plans on hold, but it also provided them with a unique opportunity to reconnect with the very essence of why they started making music in the first place: to touch hearts, share emotions, and bring people together. While the world was in turmoil, their music became a source of comfort, and their commitment to their craft proved that even in the most uncertain times, the power of art could offer hope and inspiration. The brothers' ability to adapt and thrive during such a difficult time is a testament to their creativity, determination, and unbreakable bond with their fans. What could have been a tragic end to their careers became a reinvention, a testament to the power of resilience and the importance of staying true to one's art, no matter the circumstances.